I'm Miles Martin from Nenana, Alaska. I was out on the Yukon River about 800 miles in the wilderness, and I came across this sunken boat that I could not understand. I didn't see it the first time I went by. This was the second time by. It was all covered and buried in debris. I'm the first one to find it. No one else has ever seen it. It's spring. Nobody's come by here. This is the wilderness. $500 worth of gas out in the woods on a week-long remote trip. I noticed the boat is still filled with goods, pots and pans and a propane tank, and I don't give that much thought. I keep on with what I'm doing. I'm busy out in the wilderness doing my own thing. I need to support the $500 worth of gas it takes to be here, so I look for valuable rocks, wood burls, anything off of the land that might be of interest that I could sell and help cover my gas costs. I see a lot of wildlife, and this is a muskrat that just accidentally got into the camera vision when I was looking for rocks. This is an area where I sometimes take pictures of fossils. There are so many. It's in a park. I'm not allowed to remove them, but it looks to me I'm finding a rope like somebody was in the park here and grabbed a mammoth tusk possibly, and I don't know whether the end of that rope broke, and maybe that's who was in the sunken boat, because the rope is pretty high up. Anyway, that's sort of a mystery. I find this piece of wood under 200 feet of coal and rocks and sand. It's a piece of redwood from 50,000 years ago. And this is an area where I have to be careful. That big hunk of mud could have fallen on that one boat I found. This is the view from up above. This is me. I live on that boat under that tarp. And you could see it's mudsliding. The permafrost is melting. And here I am back at the boat again, curious. I want to examine it a little bit further. It looks like it's been under a log jam and on the bottom of the river and flipped upside down a bunch of times, but if so, how come the propane tank is still inside? This would have floated along with the pots and pans I found, and so my theory is a big hunk of mud fell down on the boat. That would have meant somebody was in it. Most things are rusty, so I'm thinking this happened, it could have been as long as 50 years ago. Mud sank it, the river cut into the mud and just now set it free. That's my thinking now, but who was it? Who died? The label shows from Sweden. I don't know any Swedish boat dealers in the entire state, so is this from another country? As evening comes and I take off for camp off into the sunset, I ponder what might have happened. This boat is a modified old jet boat that somebody put an outboard on. Adaptions like that wouldn't take place except maybe, I'm thinking maybe the 70s and the 80s. Coming down here to this area for that long, and I don't know of anybody that disappeared, but sometimes there are mysteries and people disappear, and who it is and what happened is never discovered. My best guess from my knowledge is that this would have been an illegal fossil hunter who didn't say where he was going, and the cliff fell on him, killed him, sank the boat with him in it. It's possible I'm the only one that's going to see this boat, because in a few days the water will rise and it will sink again and disappear. So I just happened to be here at the right time to find it. I have a website, which is my landing page. That is a link to everything about me, my knives, my art, my books. And this is where you will find links to videos and my blogs and everything about me. This is the QR code. If you have a phone and you want to scan it, it'll go right to my site.